1, 2, 3, come on.
Come on, come on.
Good morning students, this is VK sir, your chemistry sir, welcoming you on the next part of the video of the chapter. Chapter is chapter 1, matter in our surrounding. In this chapter we have discussed many things earlier, all the things which we have discussed you can see in the I button. Next, here we are talking about unit 4.1, that is how to change state of matter. Students, before discussing this point, there are two important points. One is diffusion and another one is fluid. These are the 2 points which we missed earlier. What is the meaning of diffusion? The very simple definition of diffusion is the movement of particles from higher quantity, the movement of particles from higher quantity, that higher quantity can also be called concentration. The movement of particles from higher quantity to lower quantity is known as diffusion. So the definition of diffusion, that the movement of particles from higher concentration to lower concentration or higher quantity to lower quantity is known as diffusion. So this definition you should learn by heart, very important definition. Now what are the examples of daily life? What are the examples of diffusion in our daily life? See, all of you know about deo or perfumes we are using or you are also using. So when you are applying a perfume or deo on your body, over your body, then automatically the person who is away from you, he will smell you or he will smell the fragrance or odor or smell of that perfume because of this process. This is a physical process. Diffusion is a physical process. So in this one, the particles of that fragrance are moving from one place to another place. That is why this is an example of diffusion. In the second example, you can say while we are puja or worship, God worship, that time sometime we are burning scent sticks. We are using, you can see. So these scent sticks, when we burn, then the substance which is present in the scent stick that burns, that gets converted into gaseous state, and then due to its increased energy, the movement of particles of this scent or this fragrance starts moving from one place to another, and within a few seconds we come to know that somewhere the scent sticks are being used. Okay, so this is also an example of diffusion. These are some examples of daily life. Now next one is fluid. What is fluid? Fluid means any substance which can flow. Any substance which can flow is called a fluid. example, all liquids and gases. All liquids and gases are example of fluid because they can flow. When you pour or when you put some liquid, any liquid on the floor, on the what you call that sloped floor, then what happens? The movement of this liquid or whatever you have taken the liquid, that starts flowing. That's why these are the example of fluid. Okay, so these were the 2 points which we by mistake skipped or missed. Okay, now how to change state of matter. So far we have discussed about 3 states of matter. 3 states of matter. This one already we have discussed. And what is the name of these states, that is also known to you. First one is solid, second one is liquid, and the third one is gas. Solid, liquid and gas. Also we have discussed the properties of solid, liquid and gas in our previous videos. Okay, so for those also you can see the I button. Okay, solid, liquid and gas. Now how to change state of matter? I want to change, now example I am taking here ice, here I am taking example water, and here I am taking example steam or water vapor. Okay, I want to change this ice into water, and again then I want to change this water into steam. How to change? So when we are heating or simply increasing the temperature of this ice, then it will get converted into water. That is liquid state. Next, when again we are heating water, then what happens? After a certain temperature, that water is being converted into steam, water vapor. Okay, so first important thing is what? That by increasing the temperature, a solid can be converted into liquid, a liquid can be converted into gas. So this is the first thing. Now is it possible to reverse it in back direction? Of course, it is also possible to reverse it into the backward direction. How? By cooling. If you cool down the steam, it will get converted into water, and again if you cool down that water, then it will freeze. It will be solidified into the ice. So this is the way to change the state of matter. This is the one way. Okay, now again I am coming to the basics. Of the chapter from where we started. Suppose in a container I have taken some ice cubes of various shapes. A container containing ice cubes. Okay, once you bring this ice container in the open area, then this ice will start melting and it will be converting into water. Okay, now in solid, what is the arrangement of particles? I am giving you one pictorial view, just a I am showing you one pictorial view. This is a simple example of solid in which solid particles are bound together with some attractive forces. Okay, this is the force between particles which is binding the particles. Not only in this way, they are also binding in the oblique way also. All the particles are attracting each other. Okay, it is the pictorial view of the particles of solid in which how they are binding each other. Now this is the normal view. This is the normal view at normal temperature and normal pressure. A solid, normal temperature and normal pressure. This is the normal view. Okay, now what happens when you heat this solid? When you heat this solid means that time what happens? Actually, when you are starting the heating process, then this force becomes weaker. Okay, and these particles starts vibrating violently. Violently. In that way, this force is finished, terminated, and these particles, the space between these particles is increased. Once the space between the particles is increased, now it is no more solid and now it becomes a liquid state. So this is the way by which we can convert an ice into water or a solid substance into liquid substance. Okay, now is still there any force of attraction present between the particles? Yes, still there is force of attraction between these particles, but that force of attraction between the particles is very weak. In this direction also this is present, but that force of attraction is, or that binding force is very weak. Okay, now this is solid, this is liquid. Now if you start heating this, then what happens? This force, that binding force between the particles of liquid, that is finished, and then these particles are free to move in all directions. These particles are now free to move in all directions. Okay, so now this is called the gaseous state. Okay, these particles are free to move in all directions. Okay, this is called the gaseous state. Okay, so by change in temperature, here also we increased the temperature, here also we increased the temperature. So by increasing the temperature, we can convert a solid into liquid, a liquid into gas. Okay, so this is the first factor. Now some important terms are there, you should learn. These are very important for us. Okay, so the first term is melting point. In short, MP, not Member of Parliament or Madhya Pradesh. So melting point how can you define melting point? What do you know about melting point? If someone asks you that, how can you define it, you should know, because this is the right time to learn this melting point. Class 9 chapter, matter in surrounding and how to change state of matter. Now, of course, melting word is not uncommon for us. We already know that melting, what is the meaning of melting? Melting means simply the conversion of solid into liquid. Now, what is this melting point? See, the temperature at which any solid substance starts melting. The temperature at which any solid substance starts melting is called melting point. Okay, so this is the definition of melting point. Now, what is the melting point of ice? If I ask example, what is the melting point of ice? MP of ice, that is just above the 0 degree Celsius, more than 0 degree centigrade. Okay, that is the melting point of ice, 0 degree centigrade or Celsius, or more than 0 degree Celsius. Okay, whether it is 0.1 degree, then starting of that melting of ice will start. Okay, so you should know this melting point. Then second one is boiling point. Boiling point, in short it is called BP. BP means boiling point, not here the blood pressure. Okay, so boiling point is what? Now, melting point is used for solid. Of course, boiling is done for liquid, so liquid word will be there. What is the definition? The same definition, the temperature at which any liquid starts boiling. Is known as BP. Boiling point is known as boiling point. Example, what is the boiling point of the well common example of liquid? Water. So water starts boiling at 100 degree C. 100 degree C. Water starts boiling at 100 degree C. So this is the boiling point of water. So these are two important terms which you should learn, very important for your exam perspective. Okay, now here we are using these two terms frequently. One is, okay, the first factor, that how to change state of matter. In this one, the first factor we discussed was temperature. Now, what is the second factor by which we can change the state of matter? Okay, yes, so 4.1.1 was effect of temperature. Already we have discussed. Now next one is 4.1.2, that is effect of pressure, which we need to discuss now. What is these two terms we are using frequently, effect, that temperature and pressure. So you should learn about temperature, what is temperature and what is pressure. Okay, temperature means Simply, if somebody asks you what is temperature, then simply you should know the definition also. Okay, so what is the definition? The degree of hotness or coldness. Although this definition is actually advanced definition for you, but of course you should know the degree of hotness or coldness is known as temperature. Temperature. Okay, the degree of hotness or coldness is known as temperature. Okay, now there are two methods to measure the temperature of any substance. There are two methods to measure the temperature of any substance or any matter. Okay, first one is qualitatively. Qualitatively we can say that some object is hot or cold. Only there are two methods. Now this method, how can we check it? By touching. For this one we use our touch sense organs. By touching you can say that this object is hot or this object is cold. So this is comparative property, hot or cold. Okay. By qualitative method you cannot predict exact temperature of that object. So what is the another method? Quantitatively. Quantitatively you should have some apparatus, some instruments, some devices which can be used to measure the temperature, and for this we have thermometer. Although you have already learnt in class 7th or 6th or 8th types of thermometer, there are two types of thermometer. One is clinical thermometer, which is used by doctors when you are visiting the doctor for your health problems, clinical thermometer, and one is a laboratory thermometer. So these are the two types of thermometer. All of you have seen the thermometer. You can see the picture of thermometer. So thermometers are of two types. Clinical thermometer and laboratory thermometer. Now with the help of thermometer, how can you measure the temperature? Simply you touch the knob of that thermometer with the object or liquid in which thermometer is dipped, and by reading you can see the temperature of that one. Now what is the unit of temperature? The unit of temperature is either you say degree C means Celsius or centigrade. Both are correct, but nowadays Celsius is more common. Celsius is used more commonly. Okay, Celsius or degree centigrade. One more unit is Kelvin. That is also the unit of temperature. In your higher classes you will be learning more units of temperature, but at this level you need to know only two units of temperatures, degree Celsius or Kelvin. Okay, now what is the relation between degree Celsius and Kelvin? For example, how to convert if you are given degree Celsius into Kelvin? Simply if a degree temperature is given and you want to calculate in Kelvin, K should be capital, not small letter. It is a name of scientist. If you want to convert degree Celsius into Kelvin, add 273. If you want to convert this Kelvin into degree Celsius, minus 273. Okay, so this is the way to convert the units of temperature from degree Celsius to Kelvin and vice versa. Okay, This is very important, students. You can put here 3 stars. Okay, now example, just one example to explain it one. What is the temperature of healthy human body? Healthy human body, of course all of you know, that is 37 degrees C. Generally we used to represent it in degree Celsius. Then it is healthy, it is the temperature of healthy human body 37 degrees C. Now if you want to convert it in Kelvin, then what is this one? Degree C, if it is, you know, then convert it into Kelvin by adding 273. So 273 plus 37 becomes 3100 Kelvin. This is the answer. Okay, so if somebody asks you what is the temperature of human body, what is the temperature of human body in Celsius, answer is almost 37 degrees Celsius. What is it in Kelvin? That is almost 310 Kelvin. Okay, so this was the discussion about effect of temperature. This part we will be taking in the next video. Okay, so keep revising your notebook, your previous videos, keep watching your previous videos. We will be meeting in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.